Here's some news. Zohran Mamdani is a socialist, but it's worse than that. It's far worse than that. He is not just a socialist. He is a socialist. Socialist. In other words, he goes far beyond just, look at Bernie Sanders talking about Marxism, or look at AOC talking about whatever it is that she talks about. No, this guy is smart and he's a true believer. But I want you to watch this video and see if you notice something that, well, I'll tell you what to notice. He's compelling. Now, is he going to convince you or me? Obviously not. But I want you to as you watch this, I want you to put your mindset into a position of being, for example, a very impressionable person, somebody who maybe has already been indoctrinated in many ways in college or school or through some groups or whatever. You're already, put yourself in the mindset of you're already a Democrat, and now you're listening to this guy who has making all these waves after winning the Democrat primary in New York City for mayor. Now it's like, let's pay attention to what he has to say. And if they're paying attention and if they're already leaning in that direction, I would argue that his charisma, his ability to communicate is profound, and profound in a way that I would argue is not just obviously dangerous, because his ideology combined with the ability to communicate it, that makes it dangerous already. But there's almost, not getting too conspiratorial here, I don't think, there's almost a hypnotic way that he is able to speak that to me could actually pose, we'll say, a more demonic threat to not just New York City, not just New York State, but also to the United States of America. Watch.
What the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism. And obviously raising class consciousness is a critical part of that. But making sure that we have candidates that both understand that and are willing to put that forward at every which moment that they have, at every which opportunity that they're given. We have to continue to elect more socialists, and we have to ensure that we are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it's the end goal of ceasing the means of production, where we do not have the same level of support at this very moment. And what I want to say is that it is critical that in the way that we organize, in the way that we set up our work and our priorities, that we do not leave any one issue for the other, that we do not meet a moment and only look at what people are ready for, but that we are doing both of these things in tandem. Because it is critical for us to both meet people where they're at and to also organize for what is correct and for what is right, and to ensure that over time we can bring people to that issue. The ramifications of victory here is the difference between life and death for so many of our brothers, sisters, and family beyond the binary across this borough of Queens. It's the difference between having cash bail anymore or not. It's the difference between having sex work be decriminalized and not. And with every battle that we fight as socialists, we need to remember what the stakes are and ground ourselves in them, and why those stakes are important and critical to us as individuals.
He's good. I mean, you can say what you will about him, but he is very good at taking horrible ideas and making them sound palatable. He says he knows when to be matter of fact. It's like, BDS this or blah, 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 blah. He just does it in a way. It's sort of like, like a salesman. He's a very good salesman for the concepts of radical leftism, of Marxism, but even, again, worse than that, he is the socialist's socialist. He's a true believer, and that does make him very dangerous. I would argue anybody who's familiar with Saikat Chakrabarti, this guy has a similar intellect, maybe not quite as smart, but he also has a similar persuasiveness, probably greater than Saikat Chakrabarti's. These guys aren't, we always talk about how Barack Obama was a good salesman for his radical ideology, especially as it pertained to cultural Marxism. But what these guys, especially Zohran Mamdani, what these guys are able to do transcends, I think, in many ways what Barack Obama was able to do when he was in office and beyond. This guy's dangerous. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's just New York City, it's isolated, it's not going to have an impact, it's time to wake up, folks. This guy could be the leader of the downfall of the United States of America. If you watch conservative media or pay attention to any conservative websites, the advertisements on them, chances are you've come across the quote-unquote free silver scheme. Free silver, bonus silvers, just sign up for our IRA, get our free gold guide, and by golly, you'll get tons of free silver. That's why they tell people it's not true. I want you to learn more about why it's not true and protect yourself, protect your retirement. Protect your life savings with a company that doesn't insult your intelligence with gimmicks, that doesn't try to fool you with a free toaster that's the equivalent of the quote-unquote free silver that they're offering. Go to patriot.tv/silver. That's patriot.tv/silver and learn why Augusta Precious Metals is the company that I and that Patriot TV recommends wholeheartedly. They've got integrity, and frankly, others do not.